Good evening, everyone. Good to see you all, seeing that it is the hour of 6 p.m. on Tuesday, January 19th. I will call to order the regular meeting of the Planning Commission of the City of Ceres. Please note this meeting will be held in accordance with Executive Order N-29-20 issued by the California Governor Gavin Newsom on March 17th, 2020. The Ralph M. Brown Act, California Government Code Section 54950 et sec, and the Federal Americans with Disability Act. This meeting will not be physically open to the public. All members of the public may participate and comment via the application Zoom. Meeting information, website https://zoom.us/join. Remote public comment is also available for the Planning Commission meeting by emailing ann.montgomery@ci.ceres.ca.us by 6 p.m. on the date of the meeting or via phone application Zoom. At this point, I will rise and recite the Pledge of Allegiance. If Mr. Westbrook would raise the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you so much. All right, moving on to roll call. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Yes, Commissioner Del Nero,
Present.
Commissioner Johnson,
Here.
Commissioner Catchell,
Here.
and Chairperson Smith.
Here, thank you. Are there any conflicts of interest to declare?
Nope.
Okay.
Nope.
None. We'll move on to citizen communications to the commission on matters not included on the agenda. While the Planning Commission welcomes and encourages participation in Planning Commission meetings, adopted rules allow no more than 5 minutes. Resolution number 2012-132 for expression of non-agenda items. Matters under the jurisdiction of the Planning Commission and not on the posted agenda may be addressed by the general public. However, California law prohibits the Planning Commission from taking action on any matter which is not on the posted agenda unless it is determined to be an emergency by the Planning Commission. Citizens are entitled to address the Planning Commission on any agenda item subject to the 5-minute provision. Public comments will now be accepted through Zoom. For those participating through the web, please raise your hand to request to speak using the hand icon located at the bottom right of your screen. If you are participating by phone, please press *9 on your phone. Names will be called in the order the requests are received, and your microphone will be unmuted when it's your time to speak. Clerk, have we, first of all, I'm sorry, do we have anybody, Mr. Westbrook or Ms. Montgomery, that is on Zoom or the phone that would like to speak?
Do not see any hands raised at this time.
All right. Clerk, have we received any public comments through the email?
No, I have not.
All right. Thank you so much. We will then close the public comment period and move to consent calendar. Does the clerk have any announcements about the consent calendar?
Yes, I would like to amend the agenda item number 2A to reflect that the minutes were from the meeting of December 7th, 2020, not 2021.
There you go.
So
Do we
I,
need action on that then? Mr. Miller, do we need to take action to amend the clerical error on the minutes noted in item 2A?
It would be better if we did have a motion and then approve it.
Okay, then I'll accept a motion at this time to amend the agenda, correcting the date on item 2A from 2021 to 2020. Do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion of amending the date from 2021 to 2020.
Thank you. I have a motion. Do I have a second? I have a motion and a second. Will the clerk please call the roll?
yes, Commissioner Del Nero,
Aye.
Commissioner Johnson,
Aye.
Commissioner Catchell,
Aye.
and Chairperson Smith.
Aye. Thank
Motion
you.
passes 4-0.
Thank you. Now, will the clerk please read the consent items?
Yes. Item 1, Clerk's Report of Posting. The agenda for the regular meeting of the Planning Commission of January 19th, 2021 was posted on January 13th, 2021. And item 2A, approval of the minutes from the December 7th, 2020 Planning Commission meeting, and all commissioners were present.
Thank you. Do I have a motion for the consent items?
I'll move approval.
I have a motion from Mr. Catchell. Do I have a second? I didn't hear who did that. Was that Mr. Johnson? Thank you. I have a motion and a second. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Yes, Commissioner Catchell,
Aye.
Commissioner Johnson,
Aye.
Commissioner Del Nero,
Aye.
and Chairperson Smith.
Aye.
Motion passes 4-0.
Thank you so much. No items were removed from the consent calendar, so we'll move on to public hearings. Item 3, 16-08, PCDP third time extension, proposal for a 2-year time extension request for a previously approved development plan associated with the construction of a 20-unit multifamily residential project located at 2800 and through 2808 Blaker Road. GDR Engineering is the applicant. Do we have a staff report?
Yes, yes, Madam Chair. Tom, I don't know, are you able to get the site plan up, maybe page 31? Do you have that ability?
Good, hold on a sec. You said 31?
Yeah, 31. Yeah, that right there, that's great. Yeah, thank you. Okay. Folks, this might be familiar to you. As it was stated, this is the Cherry Hollow conceptual site plan. The commission had considered this project a couple, this project had received 2 time extensions already. One was at the October 15, 2018 meeting and November 18 of 2019 meeting. Each were of 1-year time extensions for this development entitlement. It's a project that consists of 20 units. There are a couple of duplexes and fourplexes, as you can see here on the site plan. The project site is 2800 to 2808 Blaker Road. Now, since that since the last time extension was granted, the series Muni code has been updated. Was updated in early 2020 to give the Plan Commission the authority to potentially approve time extension requests for projects such as these for up to 2 years of a time frame instead of 1. And so the applicant at this time is requesting the Plan Commission to approve a 3rd time extension for the same project again, but it would extend the life of the entitlement for 2 more years. As development in the valley has been positive recently, approving the time extension would allow the applicant to take advantage and work towards making necessary preparations and hopes that the construction of the project can begin in the future. It should be noted that with this request, staff is not making any additional recommendations or changes to the previous conditions of approval. There's no other change to the project, which has already been approved by the Plan Commission. And so everything does remain the same. That's the expiration date for approval that will be extended. And that concludes my presentation.
Thank you, Mr. Michaels. Does anyone on the commission have questions of staff? All right, seeing no questions of staff, I'll open up the public hearing. Is the applicant in the office or in the office? Or wherever they are in virtual audience to speak on this, or anyone else in the audience who'd like to speak on this item? Mr. Westbrook, do you know?
I can see that GDR Engineering, the applicant representative is online. They have not raised their hand to indicate they would wish to speak at this time.
Okay.
Call in listener. Okay, hold on a sec. I'm unmuting.
There you go.
Okay, GDR Incorporated, you should be able to speak.
So he's not, you have to unmute. Hit *6. And that should unmute you. Or on your, if you're on your phone, just unmute the mic. Okay. So we're having some technical difficulties while we see if those can be resolved. Mr. Westbrook, do you see if anybody else is in the audience that would like to speak on this?
I do not see anyone else.
Okay. Does,
I'm asking GDR engineering to unmute their microphone again.
okay, looks like he's continuing to have trouble. Do any of the commissioners have any questions or concerns they'd like to raise with the applicant? I believe he can hear us, but he's having trouble connecting. So while we see if we can resolve that, do you have any questions of the applicant?
I don't.
I do not.
Okay.
Nope.
All right, so it appears that our technical difficulties are not going to be resolved, but if there's no one else in the audience, I think we'll just close the public hearing. There's no questions of the applicant unless Mr. Miller has any reason why we can't continue. We'll just close the public hearing and bring it back for action.
So you, excuse me, so you want to close the public hearing and resume it at another time?
No, call for the vote.
Okay.
Well, I'll make a motion.
Thank you.
One, that we make determination the third extension request is consistent with the original project and the approval of time extension is not subject to further environmental review, subject to CEQA guidelines. And two, approval of 16-08 PCDP third time extension, subject to the findings and conditions contained in the attached draft resolution PC 21-02.
Thank you for the motion, Mr. Catchell. Before I move on, Mr. Westbrook, who is that on the phone?
It's a GDR
It is
engineering
GDR.
phone number, but
On
I
a
couldn't,
We don't know who
You
it
wanna
is.
see-
couldn't unmute them.
I'm sorry?
When I try to unmute them, it does, nothing happens. I think it's on their end.
There you go.
Yep. Phone caller 3360. Can you hear us?
Yeah, this is Josh at GDR. Can you guys hear me now?
Yay.
we can hear us.
Hey, Josh.
I don't have a microphone on my computer, so I gotta use the computer and the phone.
Okay.
But yeah, I would just like to mention we have been working on the improvement plans for this project for Daryl. So he is moving forward with this project, and those are in the works.
Thank you. We appreciate that additional information. Did you have, we already have a motion on the floor, and just for technical purposes, I did reopen the public hearing, right, Mr. Miller?
Yes, let's consider it reopened.
Yes, I did that. I know I did. Mr. Jantz, let me just ask you this. So you are working on the plans right now. Do you have a timeline estimated for the beginning of construction, or is that still some time away?
That's still some time away.
Okay.
But we have been moving forward with the improvement plans and the construction docs. So yeah.
Excellent. All right. Does anyone have any questions, of Mr. Jantz, before I reclose the public hearing? Okay. Thank you, Mr. Jantz. I'll close the public hearing again. I believe we have a motion on the floor. Unless Mr. Miller tells me I have to do that again, I will be asking for a second.
Is everyone clear what the motion is?
The motion was made by
Yes.
Or does it need to be repeated?
per the staff recommendation.
Okay.
I'll second it.
Thank you
This is
so
Del
much.
Nero.
I have a motion and a second. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Yes, Commissioner Catchell,
Aye.
Commissioner Del Nero,
Aye.
Commissioner Johnson,
Aye.
and Chairperson Smith.
Aye.
Motion passes 4-0.
Thank you so much. And thank you, Mr. Jantz, for your patience with our technical challenges. All right, we'll move on to new business. Item 4, lot line adjustment 20-03, resolution number PC 21-01, approving a lot line adjustment for Pro Drywall Inc. to consolidate two properties located at 1064 Premier Drive and 1063 Marchie Lane into one parcel. Pro Drywall Inc. is the applicant. Staff report, please.
Thank you very much. So what you have here is the owner of the Drywall Company is currently located at 2417 Nickerson Drive in Modesto. And he has been looking for an opportunity to move the business to Ceres as the operation has become too large for the Modesto site. And so the owner obviously needs more space to accommodate the operation. In May of last year, the owner purchased two adjoining properties, as you can see on the site plan here before you on the screen. Those properties there are in the Morgan Road Industrial Park. They're known as 1064 Premier Drive and 1063 Marchie Lane. Development of the properties within the industrial park can be approved at the staff level, subject to approval of an admin or administrative review permit. And so the applicant submitted an administrative review permit application in early October of 2020 to construct a 19,200 square foot office warehouse building for the subject site. Staff approved the permit request at the end of that month with the condition that they had to do a lot line adjustment, which would consolidate the two parcels into one. And so the merger is necessary as the building would bisect the property lines shared between the two properties, and buildings are in general, they're not allowed to bisect property lines. And so that the applicant is coming before you to comply with the condition of approval for that product. One note I'd like to share, and there were two other lot line adjustments that the commission had also reviewed in the past couple months. Staff at the time indicated that those are probably be either a new business item like this, like tonight, or in the future they would be on consent calendar. But because everybody's still getting acclimated to this new form of review, since city council generally would address this as part of the Muni Code update, they wanted the Planning Commission to take over on this. And so we wanted just to kind of keep it on the new as a new business item, but at some point it's predicted that we would probably move it to a consent calendar item.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for the staff report and the explanation. Does anyone have any questions of Mr. Michaels? Okay, seeing no questions. Is there anyone in the audience that'd like to speak on this item, Mr. Westbrook or Mrs. Montgomery?
I see no hands raised at this time.
Thank you. Okay, so we'll bring it back to the commission for discussion or a motion.
Yes.
Does anybody have any concerns they'd like to discuss, or does anyone have a motion they're prepared to make?
I'll try it.
Thank you.
I would like to make a motion that resolution PC 2101, the lot line adjustment be approved.
Okay, I think that it says factory. Is there, did we get all of
Is it-
that? James, is that everything we need to acknowledge in this motion?
Yeah, they would just be, you're acknowledging that the adjustment is acceptable, basically as proposed. And then following that, the owner will be recording deeds that reflect that as being complete.
That's information is contained
Yeah.
in the resolution that just was moved to be approved. Appreciate that so much, Mr. Del Nero. Do I have a second on that?
Second.
I have conflicting seconds, and we'll take Mr. Natural because it sounded like he was first. So I have a motion, a second. will the clerk please call the roll?
Yes, Commissioner Del Nero,
Aye.
Commissioner Catchell,
Aye.
Commissioner Johnson, and Chairperson Smith.
Aye.
Motion passes 4-0.
Thank you. Good job. Moving on, public meetings, there are no items under unfinished business, nor are there any items in matters initiated by the Planning Commission. So we'll move on to reports. Is there anyone on the commission that has anything they'd like to report this evening? Mr. Johnson?
No, ma'am.
Mr. Del Nero?
No, ma'am.
And Mr. Catchell?
Not a thing.
Thank you so much. I have nothing to report. City Attorney, do you have anything to report this evening?
Nothing to report.
Thank you so much. Anyone on city staff? Mr. Padilla?
I have nothing to report either. Thank you.
Mr. Michaels?
Not at this time, just that we're busy.
Yeah, that's
Busy.
good.
Good.
I'm glad to
Good.
hear it.
That's good.
All right, and Mrs. Montgomery?
Nothing this evening. Thank you.
All right, I guess that's it. Just kidding. Just kidding, Tom. We're not in the same room anymore, and so I miss joking
Yeah.
around with you. Okay, Mr. Westbrook, do you have anything to report this evening?
So just really quickly, the council made a decision to open up District 1 to a potential appointment process. They'll be taking applications for that District 1 seat up until next Tuesday, the 26th. And then they'll have a special meeting to interview the applicants on February 2nd. So that process has been open for about a week and there's another week to go. That was it.
All right, thank you so very much. I appreciate the information. And at this point, I will adjourn the Planning Commission meeting to the next regularly scheduled meeting, which will be held on Monday, February 1st. I hope you're all staying safe.
Thank you.
Brian,
Thank you.
You bet. Take care.
See you all.
See you.
Bye.
thanks.
Thank you.
Good to see everyone.